which is a huge. Oh, this guy is like in the intersection. I don't understand this. This guy is like fully in the intersection. I'm trying to turn left. Anyways. All right, we're back on a Smith machine. I saw yet another variation to do for the upper chest here. So basically, instead of trying to keep your arms in with them facing this way, if you turn your arms around and press with a reverse grip, you can also activate the upper chest. And really, I think the only reason that happens is because the arms are so far in. It also helps if I center the bench a little bit. Now that I'm getting into the set, like I realize that the bench is not centered. There we go. But I really think it's just because it helps keep the arms in. I fucked up. This is the dilemma, the paradox. That is a Smith machine, so you can never get centered on it. But yeah, I just think it helps keep the elbows in when you go with that reverse grip, because you can't reverse grip out here. Out here, it's not comfortable. You have to reverse grip from in here. So really, I'm gonna try it for the first set, and I'll probably swap back to the regular grip. But I've been playing around with it. I don't know if I like it or not yet. So we're gonna do a full set and see what happens. I can't tell if I like it, bro. I feel a lot from trying to rotate the shoulders in so much, and it's almost uncomfortable for me to do that as a full workout. I might, you know, one set wasn't bad, but the next set I'll probably just go with a regular inside grip and try to keep the elbows in and see what happens from there. Ooh, smokes. All right, set 2 here. We put on 2 plates instead of 1 plate at 25 from the previous set. Now we're just gonna try and keep our elbows in. So we went up weight, doing there's normal inside grip, not reverse grip. I feel like that set was actually really good. Let's move on. All right, this is our 3rd set of flies, actually. I didn't film the first 2 sets. So this will be our first set on the fly. We're gonna see if we can keep the elbows not like tucked, but I don't know how to explain it. I'll explain it later here. Let's just get the set in. Ooh, my shoulder popped on that movement. But that's it for chest, man. Just 2 movements. 2 sets of incline, 3 sets of flat chest fly. And we move on to back. And then triceps. And then biceps, something like that. All right, moving on to lat pull downs here. I know you guys can't see my face, but I'm using like a rubber grip for the lat pull downs. So it's taking me a second to set up these straps because they don't slide the same. And we'll rock it with here. See what happens. All right. That was actually the first set of lat pull downs, so we're gonna do one more set of lat pull downs. All right. Last set on the lat pull downs here. I'm gonna go as wide as I can get these straps here. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, now I want to work a row. All right, we moved on to, this is actually our second set of rows here. Single arm dumbbell bent over rows with an arm bracing on the bench for support. Using straps because of course it's a dumbbell. Well, why would I limit myself with the grip? And we're gonna focus on retracting the scapula and pulling that elbow high and outside. Hitting the traps, rhomboids, and rear delts. Okay. Ooh. See, the only thing that makes this exercise difficult is that like you have somewhere to brace, right? So like it doesn't work the erectors as much as like a regular bent over row that's not chest supported. But the twisting, because it's single arm, puts the weight on the abs. Okay. All right. I think it's time for biceps or triceps. Final set of the exercise here is traps. I did preacher bicep curls, did not record it. So this is it right here for the exercise. We're doing dips. I've already done one set. Okay. All right, I'll call it there. All right, exercise complete. Let me get this extra shirt off here so we can do a proper pose down. Ah, dude, I feel like spent this morning, man. I did the big no-no. I did a fasted exercise today, a fasted lift. Oh, I can't even talk right now. Like I'm gonna be out of breath if I talk. Okay. We're just doing the mandatories. Flat spread, double bicep, side tricep, and then side chest. And then obviously, I don't even know what, like this is close to like a most muscular, but it brings out everything. It brings out the side delts, brings out the bicep, the tricep, and if I was Shirley, to bring out the chest too, but not visible. I wish I just had more traps. I don't have really good traps. I mean, I guess the traps might be better if I pull the shirt up a little bit. I also just kind of suck at flexing the traps up here, but that's it. I'm gonna turn around and do one for the culture on the Yeah, we'll do a lat spread from the back here. All right. Oh, I'm starting to cramp up a little bit. I'm gonna go hit 20 minutes of cardio while I watch an anime or something. Then I'm gonna go home and get some eggs in me, some grits. That's usually my pre-workout meal is eggs and grits, but obviously didn't have that today. So, and then a couple short hours later, I'll probably have chicken and rice. And yeah. All right, workout is complete here. Forgot my sunglasses, so I'm just gonna be squinting the whole video if that's all right with you guys. Man, I'll tell you what, that workout was, I was getting freaking tired by the end of it, man. Really tired. And it is mainly due to the fact that I didn't have any carbs in my system. Not just carbs, I had zero food in my system. None whatsoever. So, you know, the last food that I ate was probably 10, 11 p.m. and it is now 10:30 in the morning. So I am exhausted, to say the least. And can I get you guys just a bit higher, maybe? There we go. Interesting. Okay. All right. Anyways, yeah, man, I'm tired. Like no, like actual energy. Like sleep wise, I'm good. I probably got 6.5 hours last night, maybe 6. So, you know, as far as sleep goes, I'm all right, man. It's just like the body is like freaking tired, you know? So throughout the resistance training exercise, I was having a tough time keeping it flowing, you know? So, which is a huge, this guy is like in the intersection. I don't understand this. This guy is like fully in the intersection. Just, I'm trying to turn left. Anyways, yeah, man. So if you guys didn't know, carbs is it's time where I actually start talking and I just stop saying the same shit over and over and over again. Carbs is a fuel source for the body, and it is very important, especially when resistance training and doing most physical activity, that you have carbs in your body, especially if you have a regular diet. You know, if you do keto and you're actually in ketosis and you're using the fat for all that stuff, you know, I guess that works for y'all. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to regular diets, people that just eat carbs in general, carbs is a huge fuel source for literally every movement that the body does, you know. It's not specific to just like bench press or back or legs or something like that, you know. Carbs is needed for, especially when doing high output in short bursts. So, you know, resistance training really goes along that line. Even when you're walking, right? Walking uses carbs, but it also, walking over a longer period of time where your heart rate is kept at a high rate, but not super duper high, and you're not using high musculature expenditure, you know, you'll use fat to burn for that, you know. That's why, like, sometimes when you hop on a treadmill, you'll see stuff that says, like the speeds of the treadmill. It'll say, like, 1 to 2.5 or 3 is, like, the fat burning zone, and then everything else is you know, like cardio burning base or cardio exercise, you know, because once you get up above that, you have to start you know, high step it a little bit and maybe start running a little bit, whereas when you're in those lower zones and you're not walking as fast, so it's a slower pace, but it gets the heart rate up, you know. I forget what the specific range is where, like, you kind of want to be, but there's a range in there that is beneficial for burning fat, because for your heart rate, at least your heart rate, you know, because it's not super high to where your body is using carbs and you're not doing high musculature output, but you're also still raising the heart rate enough to get the body moving, and you got to use something as a fuel source, right? So over a longer period of time, I think you're more likely to use fat. I think that's what I learned in school back in the day. So, you know, I got to brush up on my nutrition books, but, you know, I'm pretty sure that's as close to right as I'm going to get right now. But, you know, this is also me just saying, this is what I believe and what I use for myself. So, you know, take that as a grain of salt. You know, if you guys know something different, or you've read something in a textbook in the last 5 years that's up to date, that would say otherwise, then probably follow that. But going back to, you know, why I fucking wish I had carbs for the workout. You know, I was just tired towards the end of it, bro. Like the last back, I actually wanted to do one more set of upper back rows, but I could not muscle it, dude. I couldn't. It was too big of a movement. You know, that's why I had to start working on the smaller muscle groups like the biceps and the triceps. And even then, by the end of the dips on triceps, you know, I was just freaking burnt, man. I feel like my triceps maybe had some more in them, but like overall I was just burnt. So then I went and hit cardio for about 25 minutes, watched an anime that I watched today was Sentenced to Be a Hero. You know, I watched episode 1, I think the day after it came out, or maybe the day it came out, and then I watched episode 2 today because it finally came out, and boy oh boy, I like that anime. It's looking good so far, looking good so far. If you guys have any other anime recommendations, you know, you can let me know in the comments. If you've made it this far in the video and you have anime recommendations, let me know. I watch animes when I do cardio most of the time. Another anime that I've started was Lord of Mysteries, and I have 86 queued up as well. Not 86 animes, just the anime 86. So also To Be Hero X. So I just switch between those two depending on what I want to watch for the cardio session. But yeah, man. Basically, what I'm getting to is try and eat some simple to digest carbs before you work out. It depends on how long you eat them before you work out as well. Like if you're not going to work out for like an hour or two, you know, you're probably safe getting away with like a slower carb like brown rice or something like that, you know. But if you're going to work out within, you know, 45 minutes or something, I would suggest something like a, you know, like a Rice Krispie or like a cereal or something like that, you know, especially like a dry cereal, because you know, those are like considered unhealthy, but they're simple and fast digesting carbs. So you know, I believe oatmeal is a slower one. So, you know, if you're going to do oatmeal, then probably use that a little bit more time between that, eating that in the gym. But you know, you can eat other things too, but I just recommend before you go to the gym to eat a lighter meal, not a big meal, because you eat a big meal before the gym and it's not fully like through your stomach yet. I mean, it takes a little bit to digest, but if it's not further along in your stomach, you're probably going to feel sick to your stomach or feel a little bit lethargic. Because if you guys didn't know, this is a fact, when you start exercising, it actually cuts off like the blood supply to non-essential things, because you essentially go into like this fight or flight thing. And it cuts off the blood supply to non-essential areas, and one of those areas would be digestive tract. So your digestive tract actually slows down or stops while you're exercising because of that fact, and it can cause you to be like sick or lethargic or something like that in the gym, you know. So eating a light meal before the gym is good. Fasted cardio works for some people. I mean, if I worked out twice a day, sure, buddy, come on over, yeah, because, all right. What? Okay, sorry, driving out here just doesn't make no sense sometimes. Red vehicle just right next to me just was like trying to cut in front of me, like was like at the front edge of my vehicle and just started to get over with their blinker all of a sudden. So I slowed down to let them in front of me because I think they were trying to turn right, and then they just decided not to. I don't know, they just, I couldn't think of anything more opposite, to be quite honest with you. They had literally were trying to get over in front of me and quote unquote cut me off. I saw them. But then when I slowed down to let them in front of me so that they can make a right-hand turn at the intersection, they just decided to go left, the opposite direction. So anyways, good for them, I guess. But yeah, bullet points, TLDR, carbs before resistance training, very beneficial. Fasted cardio is okay as long as you like to do it. It doesn't make you feel sick. And don't eat too big of a meal before you do resistance training, or you could get sick to your stomach or feel lethargic. And quick and easy to digest carbs is going to be your best option before resistance training. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Beautiful Saturday morning, and it's actually going to come out on Saturday because, once again, I still do not have the Dave's Hot Chicken video. Once I get that and I edit it, that will come out. Trust me, I did this like a week ago at this point. So, yeah. I appreciate y'all for watching. Hope to see y'all next time.